The Digital Insurance Forum, an insurance technology and digital innovation conference, is currently taking place in Nairobi. The conference targets providers and suppliers of insurance companies who are in the digital space to be able to expand outreach in Kenya as well as the region using innovative techniques. Julie Wambui is already at the two-day event. Good afternoon, Julie.
Now, I'm at the Digital Insurance Forum conference. This is a two-day event that will be taking place. Now, the importance of this forum and conference is to enlighten on the adoption, the importance of the adoption of new technologies that are emerging. And next to me is Mr. Michael Onyango, who's with the government task force, and he will tell us the importance of adoption of new innovations and technologies. Mr. Onyango, hello.
Hi there, and thank you very much for having me on KTN Live.
Now, tell us, what is the importance of digital adaptation, of digital technologies, and even for the government as well as the consumers of insurance?
So you probably know the government is probably the biggest spender of resources or budgets in any particular country, and therefore, the public expects that they must have efficient and proper services from the government, and there's enough emerging technologies that can ensure that there is efficiency, there is accountability, there's transparency, and there's also better use of resources so that the public is able to get value for their money and for their taxes.
How much is the government looking to save if they adopt new technologies?
Wow, this varies. So let me probably take the example of Estonia as a country. The Estonians have saved about 2.5% of their GDP with respect to costs because of digitizing their government systems. So it depends on how far you go, and it depends on how you do it, but the Estonians have been doing it for a while. So again, for the Kenyan government, even if we saved just about 0.5% of our GDP, that is huge, because as you probably know that our budget runs into the trillions. So that's a lot of money that can be used and can be spent elsewhere.
So in terms of digital adoption and new technologies, what is the consumer looking to gain from this forum in terms of other insurance companies adopting these technologies?
Well, one thing is for sure, this is an insurance forum, and as I said earlier on, if the insurers do not adopt emerging technologies, whether they like it or not, they're going to become irrelevant. And I'm glad and I'm excited there's a lot of young people in this forum who are actually the disruptors, people who will be able to come up with new technologies that can actually ensure that they tame the industry in terms of providing cheaper, or I can say more affordable premiums to people who want to get insurance, and that is more value for money, as opposed to the current opaque systems that the huge insurance firms have continued to use. So like I said again, what happens with technology, and depending on what kind of technologies that you use, there are a lot of efficiencies that actually end up benefiting the consumer in the long run.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Now, from that conversation, we have learned the importance of adoption of digital platforms for insurance, not to be able for them to ensure that the companies are not phased out with new technologies